Hey, this is take two of the live stream that I did before that came out terrible because my audio kind of went bad. I have an external audio and it goes into the the phone, the iPhone, and it didn't work. It's nice, but it didn't work. So I want to talk about this again, and I deleted the other one. And I got to a destination where I could do this. It's really important. So I read an article in Bloomberg, and it was the third part of a trilogy on the Arctic. And particularly number 3 was really disconcerting because they talked about the drilling and the shipping lanes and everything that's going to go on up in the Arctic because these people are cheering on the Arctic melt. And we're talking about Russia and China, the USA and the Nordic countries, Norway. They're really cheering on. They're looking at this melting. They're calculating that climate change melting is going to be a financial boom for drilling. All of the oligarchs of the fossil fuel industry and the mining industry are in cahoots to do this. There's already platforms up there. There have already been shipping lanes gone through. What they really want is the ice to go without any at all consideration for the fact that the weather patterns are going to change. No consideration for the scientists that have been telling us that the Arctic ice melting is going to bring about havoc. Real havoc on the world and the world's weather, which we have been seeing, okay? And I'm going to segue after, this into a video that I saw of a young lady from up in Canada, an indigenous young lady who was talking about man camps up there where mining and fossil fuels, they all work there, and there have been rapes and missing murders, and I know that this has probably been, talked about by others. It's just that video, Michael Stapleton sent me that video yesterday, and it only had 30 views when I got it. I put it on the page. It should go viral, and these young ladies are being abused, and it is just terrible. In 2018, that what they call man camps can exist with no oversight on the horrible things that are going on. It is so bad. And Catherine Somerville says indigenous peoples are treated so badly. This is awful. These young ladies were so innocent and earnest in what they were talking about. And it just made me sick. So in combination with that article from Bloomberg yesterday that talks about these oligarchs jockeying for position in the Arctic and cheering it on so that we can just have unlimited, they think, oil reserves and gas reserves. I mean, yes, there's a question on whether or not there's going to be a return on investment. But you know what? Fracking doesn't give the best return on investment. They spend a shitboatload of money not to make a whole lot of money because they're subsidized by our government. So I hope that you can go to our page and find that article from Bloomberg. It is an eye-opener. It is just talking all about, these opportunities in the oligarch world for fossil fuels. Russia, they want to be number 1 up there in the Arctic. And it's mostly countries that have coastal areas in the Arctic. And the melt is happening so fast. If you go onto the Arctic ice page that Torstein Vidal runs, he puts up the numbers all the time about how thin the ice is, that there's no new ice, the extent of the ice loss. I mean, in Alaska alone, it was 63 Fahrenheit. The other day, when at my house in Western New York, it was -4. All these things are not waking up the fossil fuel industry, and they want to keep going. It gives me another thought. My friend Kevin, who does the Red Llama music, he does his YouTube videos on abrupt climate change, he's been talking about the streaks in the sky and the chemtrails, and you know I don't go there, but I'll tell you what, if there was anyone doing anything nefarious, it is the fossil fuel industry. It has to be. And I am not, oh my God, I'm not sitting here and, supporting or anything. I don't know of what I don't know. I don't have a lot of research on any of it yet, but geez, they have the perfect reason to want to stop climate change, and the earth warming, because they want to dig and they want to burn more carbon. That's the simple answer, is these oligarchs that control the world as far as fossil fuel, that's what they want to do. They want to continue like there's no tomorrow, like there's just finite resources, and they estimate how much is up there. How much are they going to do? They're going to put roads in Anwar, Arctic roads, and the conditions are harsh, and they know it. But it's all greed. It's all greed, greed, greed. So check out that article. And please, if you read the trilogy, it was pretty good. But it'll upset you because of the business as usual point of view from the article. And it is very frightening to know that these big countries, they don't care about what a scientist in the world says. They are going full speed ahead. And they will pay whoever they have to pay to get results of anything that they want, to have anybody say it, scientists say it, like Exxon did, hiding the truth. And as they go into the Arctic more and more, you will see melts like what happened in the South China Sea right now. There's a leak from a tanker. You're going to see that in the Arctic, and we are going to spoil it forever. And I don't know how long ever is, but it is going to be spoiled. And all of the people that are activists in this area, we've all got to rise up. I'm trying to educate you on it. There's a lot out there. And the Arctic is a particular issue that I like to research about, because it's just so indicative of what's happening and what's going to happen with our jet stream. And I don't want to be depressing, Karen. It's what's happening. On a daily basis, you have to live your life and try to be happy every day, or pick the way you feel and work towards it, because these things are so big and beyond us. It's just good to know what's happening, because this is our future, our children's future, in a world that is still ruled by oligarchs. And that's why I like interviewing these the politicians, because the progressive politicians, they have a vision. They have some kind of, they want to fight against this. And if we don't try, we'll never know. And we'll be stuck in a worse situation than we are now. Okay, Catherine says smart, conscious people need to make as much money as possible to change the paradigm of greed. In a way, they don't want to take corporate money, these new, young, fresh politicians. But they don't necessarily have to pay it back with doing the deeds that these donors want them to do. They could take a donation and have it written so it says no expectation other than working for my constituents, not working for you. But it's getting money out of politics. And getting money out of politics in the United States is critical for us to change. But is the rest of the world going to change? China doesn't give a shit. They want to be in the Arctic so bad that they're jockeying for position with Russia. They're all wolves. They all want to get there. They all want to rape the land. And as we see, they want to rape people. And I said before, I had watched a video yesterday about ecofeminism, and it was interesting because I think about this, that maybe if women were in the powerful positions men are going forward, maybe things could change without that anger that testosterone anger that drives wars and munitions buildups and all that, would women be different? We couldn't fuck it up any more than we have with men in the ruling class. And the ruling class is really getting dangerous, especially in the United States. Capitalism run amok. No changes. Consume. Greed. Buy. Just keep doing it. Keep doing it. It's very hard to change, though, when you have been indoctrinated into a system where you are always inundated with advertising, and they tell you to buy, and all of this stuff that we do really does link all the way back to the Arctic, because it's all fossil fuel generated. There you go. So for today, Bloomberg article, third piece on their Arctic series. The video on my Environmental Coffee House page, and watch the young indigenous gals and what they are saying. Your heart will break. Please, everybody, think about what you can do locally to trickle up, to try to make changes, you know, little by little by little. Okay? Justin says there really are things being molested that will never be the same again. That doesn't equate. Oh, I can't see the rest of it on this. Anyway, I'm sorry, Justin. Thank you so much, everybody. Just be alert. Understand that what goes on in the Arctic doesn't stay in the Arctic. And it's sad. I love you all too. Peace and thank you, and share the message. Bye.